Kia ora, g'day, welcome back here with this is the actual second part, but it's the third part, reaction to Magnus again, and his time with the Norwegian Coastal Service, Coast Guard. So this is where he's done all the initial training, he's passed the tests required, and now he gets to go on a mission or training exercise with them. So let's jump in.
So after passing the physical test for the Norwegian Coastal Ranger Commando, there was still a lot I needed to go through before I could join them on a boarding mission. This is one of the toughest elite units in the Norwegian Armed Forces, and boarding hostile ships above the Arctic Circle is one of their most dangerous tasks. No civilian has ever been allowed to join a boarding mission before, and this video had to be modified not to reveal the tactical procedures involved.
That's good, just in terms of that, editing the video so as not to reveal the tactical procedures. So that's good, yeah, because I was interested in terms of when he's talking about he's going to get to go on a training exercise mission with them, because it would likely reveal a lot of, I guess, the tactics and strategies that they would employ. Ranger Commando, I think is what he said, Norwegian Coastal Ranger Commando. So anyway, let's crack on.
About to do now is we're going to conduct some basic CQB training. We have our set of procedures, but we don't want to show all our procedures.
Right, because that's classified, how you move and stuff.
Yeah, say we want to enter this room.
Right.
We don't know what's behind it.
So do I have to load first? What's the...
First you have to put the magazine in.
Okay, yeah. There we go.
Oh, crack up. You're a hard case, Magnus. Do I have to load first? Well, yeah, putting the magazine on is loading. But I like the operator's approach. Yeah, well, first you got to put the magazine on, which is, yeah, you've got to load the weapon. Hard case, man. Yeah, just I suppose I would have. I don't know what stage of Magnus's cycles through with the different military units, and I don't know if he gets to handle or utilize weapons. I don't know if they take him through any weapon handling skills and drills. I'm assuming they do, even at a basic level, just to have the weapon, that muzzle awareness, so you don't go lasering anybody, all that sort of stuff, like the basics, treating every weapon as though it were loaded, with a round up the spout, etc. All those, I'm assuming they take him through those things. So I don't know if the questions that he's asking is because he genuinely doesn't know, or he's just maybe just forgotten, or whatever the case might be in terms of what state his weapon is in. Hard case though.
All right. When we enter this room,
I'm going to rewind that because I don't know if that was a blank round or a round cartridge that ejected when he cocked the weapon, and then it looked like a round went out, and then he's let it go forward, the bolts and everything go forward, and yeah, so I'm gonna go back and have a look.
first you have to put the magazine in.
Okay, yeah. There we go.
All right. When we enter,
Yeah, that looks like a round has been ejected. So whether he put a magazine on and cocked it beforehand, and then for the purposes of this, maybe he took the magazine off without unloading it or clearing it properly and putting it away. But now clearly he's put the magazine back on, been given the instruction to rack the weapon or cock it, which is done as he's cocked it. The round that he may have had in there before, I'm guessing, I don't know, but the round that he may have had in there before has ejected, and then he's let the working parts go forward, and it's going to pick up the next round that's in the magazine and slot that into the chamber. Bad drills in terms of just that process there, and how that was I don't know if you can call it organized or how it was overseen anyway. Anyway, this isn't to criticize the drills and stuff. Magnus is a civilian, but yeah, he's with operators who I assume would be taking, paying close attention to that stuff.
Enter this room. We want to enter it quickly.
Yeah.
And I am ready.
Yeah.
I will just pinch your shoulder.
Okay.
And then you will just open the door. This is what you can call a pull door. So it goes outward. When I open the door now, a step back, and then you enter. And when we enter, you have to follow, and you have to go the opposite side, which I'm going. All right. When we enter the room, you want to take your corner, and you start scanning in the room.
I'm not going to worry about doing any critiquing and stuff on the CQB stuff, like of Magnus or anything like that. Like he's here in the deep end. I'm assuming this is the first time he's done anything like this. He's not a soldier. He's a professional climber. He's an awesome dude. Blinking fitness, like quite very, very fit, high level. And I just love, and I'm smiling looking at him taking everything in. So what? His weapon's up in the air before he gets it down and starts going. And he's not a soldier. So, he's a soldier in the sense of he's willing to put himself in and through a lot of stuff, and he's doing an awesome job. So don't expect any CQB breakdowns and stuff from me in terms of what Magnus is doing here. There may be some times when I might stop it just to have a chat about or give my perspective on a couple of things depending on what the instructor or the operator goes through. But for the most part, I just want to let this flow and see what Magnus does.
Gå litt lenger nå.
Okay.
Engasjere. Pusse litt, pusse. Gå tom. På pistol. Oi.
Her til magasinet.
Hey, at least he learned from it, eh? He load action instant, his first weapon, his primary weapon, but no magazine, no nothing on there. I think you heard the instructor like, oi. But again, I think that's not necessarily, in my view or my opinion, it's not necessarily a slight on Magnus at all. Well, actually, it's not a slight on Magnus. I think it's, and I don't want it to be a slight on the Norwegians as well. I think I would have assumed that there would be a level of supervision in terms of, they're only using, by the looks of things, paint rounds. I would have thought there'd be a level of supervision in terms of, okay, weapons are clear, he's not a soldier, everything's cleared, making sure that both weapons are cleared each time, cool, and that both weapons are made ready before any drills that they go through, again, under the supervision of an operator. So I don't know if that took place. I would assume that if it had have taken place and that there was an operator supervising, he wouldn't have entered into the room to conduct that drill with a pistol, his secondary weapon or backup weapon that had no magazine on it, if there was some supervision in terms of him prior to. Hope that makes sense. But anyway, he got it sorted out. You can see things, like he went in first and the target is there, he's gone and then cleared and then come back and then engage the target. Like this, you don't have to be, I don't think you need to be a CQB expert to understand that if you're going into the room and you can see the threat and it's been identified from the instructors, the operators there that said that's your threat, you'd be engaging that as soon as you saw it. Even like if you see it before you're crossing or breaching that doorway or the threshold it may be referred to as, you can see that target, you're dropping that target before you even enter the room, then you're going in, you're not seeing the target, then going in and clearing and then coming back and then engaging the target. Hopefully that makes sense anyway. But credit to Magnus, man. He's clearly doing, I would assume, what he's been asked to do.
Okay.
Well, this is a hooligan tool.
Okay.
And it's used to pry open doors. I want to turn around and pry this door open.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be exposed to that.
Okay, so you want to be in.
Yeah, so you want to roll back and get somebody to.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you get to go with the guys now.
Yeah.
And just try to put it all together.
All right, well, I'll try my best. Yeah, this is a flashbang, so at some point we have to throw this into the room. I feel like I already know how to use this because I play a lot of Call of Duty.
There you go. Looks like he's made ready both weapons this time around. Interesting, just as I was having a look. Kia ora, g'day, welcome back everybody. Okay, where are we? $11.25. Okay, it's interesting, just as I let that video flow and roll for a bit, in terms of Magnus aside, sort of looking around while his weapon is pointing another way, you got to forgive him in terms of the civilian and being put in there, and now having a flow run through with operators. But what was interesting to me, and I don't know if it's just the ones that they're showing of Magnus's or if it's all of theirs, is the shooting to the torso, to the chest, and not headshots. So that's interesting, just from that perspective, in terms of the training that they're doing. And then going from having his long weapon down the hallway that he's cleared, and then drawing the short secondary weapon, unless he's had a stoppage, which it didn't look like it, and then coming back around the corner with the short pistol after he's already cleared, or looks like he's already cleared that hallway. So that's interesting. Good. It's pretty cool. I love the scenery of this place, but I like how they've weaved in a little bit of the footage there of some of their drills and Magnus getting a run through with them. It's awesome.
So you're going to take me through the basics of hand-to-hand combat, right? Because this is something that we might have to use on the mission, right?
That's correct. And then also we'll do some hood cases in the end.
So I'll get a hood over my head. Okay,
That's
cool.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we want to include the hook.
Okay.
One more.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we want to use the jabs, the hook, and then we want to do the uppercut.
Okay.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Now we'll move on to use our knees and our feet when we kick. Okay?
Yeah. So I hold you like this?
You take both of your arms, wrap around my clothing, pull me over, then you shove your knee into the focus point here, okay? Nice. Push kick.
Okay.
You will hit with your heel and aim as high as possible on your opponent.
Okay.
So it will look like this. Remember your guard?
Our guard, yeah.
Nice. Now what I do, I take my left arm, I'll get in the elbow crack here, and you tap on my leg. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Yeah.
That's a nice choke.
Yeah.
Then we'll do from standing position.
So you have to be quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about the element of surprise.
Right. Yeah.
Okay?
And it's good. Choking is a way to control the situation, right?
Exactly.
Without hurting someone.
Yeah. And now we want to practice how you can defend yourself if you get in a choke situation.
Yeah.
So what you want to do is you will take your cheeks and push them down towards your chest.
Yeah.
And then you will take your arms and pull them through the arms of your opponent to create a space for you to breathe.
Yeah.
And then you will twist your way out of it.
Yeah. So it's about being quick, like realizing that you're about to get choked and getting a hand
You have to act quick to get ahead of your opponent.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah, so I find myself in this position. I want to use my hands and dig down here, put my cheeks down to my chest, get low, and then I'll shoot my hips out and then roll you over, okay?
Okay. Good.
Okay?
Yeah.
Try to protect yourself first.
Yeah.
Then get a bit low, and then shoot your hips out and roll me over. Okay?
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now we'll move on to the hood cases, where we'll put you in a situation where we will see your primarily instincts.
Okay. I guess there's a right order of doing things. I'm interested to see how I will react because I've never tried anything like this before. A little bit nervous, actually.
You are on a ship, and you are separated from the rest of your team.
Yep.
So you are on your own.
Okay.
So when the hood goes off, the case starts.
Yep.
Then I want you to solve it how you seem it appropriate.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
You will have an opponent here who will set an arena choke on Magnus when the hood gets off. Then we want to see how he reacts.
You can see him, which is natural, but you just, as I look at Magnus underneath the hood, he's already, his hands are in a position. It's a pretty, no, it's not pretty. It's a very compromising feeling position, vulnerable position and feeling is the word I'm looking for, in terms of when you're in the bag and you're being shoved around. Typically, somebody's controlling your hands if they're not tied up or secured. Typically behind, but if they're not, then somebody will be controlling your hands in front, and then somebody else, usually there's two people, moving somebody around depending on your resources. And like I said, whether or not their hands and stuff are secured. But yeah, just looking at it, he knows something's about to happen. He's not sure what, but it's a natural reaction, to try to make yourself small and protect yourself, get your hands as close to or within an area where you could potentially just sort of bring them up or cover as quickly as you could if you needed to. Vulnerable. Yeah, it's a vulnerable position feeling.
Get down. Down on the ground, hands to the side.
Break. Can you talk us through what happened when the hood...
Yeah, so the hood went off and then I got choked and I tried to get hands in and kind of throw him on the side and then create some distance to get my gun up and then told him to lay down on his stomach, hands to the side. I think that's the most unharming position that he can be in.
Perfect. And you checked your surroundings as well?
I feel like I checked my surroundings because I was aware that there might have been more people in the room.
Yeah, that's nice. Perfect. That was a good test.
Thank you.
Okay, the next case we will put Magnus through is a different scenario, but he's still on a ship and he will be separated from the rest of the crew. But this time we will have an opponent from a further distance equipped with a knife, and he wants to attack Magnus, and then we want to see if he defend himself.
I really like just the opponents or the other soldiers. Good training partner, eh? I mean, having a good training partner helps. They obviously clearly understand that Magnus is a civilian and he's there being exposed to this stuff for the first time. The attacker could have been a lot more aggressive if he wanted to be. And yeah, so it's just cool to see the training environment. These guys, clearly good heads on their shoulders, good people, and yeah, trying to expose Magnus to a little bit of some of the stuff that they may encounter in their work, but doing it in a really good way. It's awesome to see. This one will be interesting. I'm assuming the person with the knife is going to be charging at him, and just looking at hopefully Magnus's pistol draw is a little bit quicker, and or we'll see what he does. So I'm assuming the guy with the knife or the attacker with the knife is going to be charging at him.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
Break! Okay, Magnus, how did that go?
I mean, I don't think there's any chance I could have saved his life.
What impressions did you get when the hood went off? What happened?
The first thing was that I heard a sound, like an electricity, I thought first, yeah, that's, and then I saw his knife. So I saw that he had a weapon. I tried to look around because he was far away, so I had time to look kind of around to see if I was ambushed on either sides. And then he was running closer to me, and I told him to get on the ground, but he didn't obey. So, and then I tried to move out a little bit, out of the way, and then he still came at me, so I shot him 2 times, I think, in the chest.
Yeah. So you used self-defense?
Yeah, I would say so.
That was good. As the case was constructed, we had an opponent with a lethal weapon, and he wanted to attack you.
Yeah.
And then we wanted to see how you reacted and how you responded.
Yeah.
So it's a good test as well.
Thank you. Ja. Bara ikke bommet på resten ennå.
Ja, bra det.
Ja.
Well done, Magnus. Good drills. Again, credit to the instructors and just the instruction that they've given and the feedback and the debriefing that they go through, the hot debrief or whatever you want to call it. There, well, it's fresh in the moment. Typically, the attacker would usually get asked as well in a debrief for their thoughts, what they saw, if they had anything, to add or which would give in this case, Magnus, some more feedback or information that he might be able to take or be aware of. But yeah, great job, did an awesome job. It's our time. Yeah, we still got time.
All right, so this is the final practice before we are going to do the real mission tomorrow. We're going to go out on these ribs. These are some of the fastest boats in the world. We have about a 40-minute ride to get to the boat, and we're going to board a ship that's standing still. So this is only practice for tomorrow. And we don't know if there are any enemies on the ship. But the mission, or the practice mission, is to take control over the ship. So now we're going to move in formation. Even though I practiced a little bit, I still don't really know how to do it. So I'm just going to follow these guys and try my best. I feel really badass, though, I got to say. So there were no enemies.
They saw us coming.
They saw us coming. Yeah, can't blame them. I mean, we looked pretty badass. So how did that go?
Well, Magnus, I think that went pretty well.
Yeah, I think so too. I felt super badass. I felt like I was playing Call of Duty in real life.
Yeah, you were
walking
good.
around the ship. Yeah.
But the real deal is tomorrow.
The real deal is tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow we do this like a proper mission. We're gonna bring the dogs.
The dogs.
Yeah. So we, since we bring the dog tomorrow, we want you to say hello to him already today.
Like pet him, or?
Are you nervous?
I'm pretty nervous. Yeah. He keeps.
So you should be, going to introduce the dogs and then here, wear this suit while you're at it. Okay, so it's cool listening to Magnus talking about how bad ass he feels with regards to going through and feeling like he's playing Call of Duty for real. Hard case. But yeah, for those that are watching and clearly those that play the games as well, yeah, reality is nothing like the video games. So, yeah, a lot of work, a lot of time, effort, energy, sweat, blood goes into preparing for and being able to do the work. And no different to the Norwegian Coastal Ranger Commandos and the work and the dedication, discipline, commitment that they put into their craft, that they put into their trade to keep their shores safe and each other safe. So yeah, a lot of work. Anyway, let's see what happens with the dogs. It's just under 30 minutes.
Telling me that it's going to be so painful. On impact, it's going to be intense pain. That's what he said.
Show hands! Get down! I don't want to get down. Get down! Get down or we'll shut the dog!
Jesus Christ! Oh my goodness!
Get down on your stomach! Hands out! Hands out! Sleep! Sleep!
Imagine not having any of that protection on and just seeing that dog's jaws. Imagine that grabbing you wherever, got him on the back of the tricep, on the lats, wherever, anywhere. That'd be terrible. Yeah, not a good day.
That is a very strong dog. It felt like the teeth were going through the suit. Like I could feel his mouth kind of in my arm. Just imagine encountering that dog without this suit. But luckily for the mission, the dog will be on our side.
Hey, I'm going to pause this one here. That's 29 minutes now. I'll come back and finish off the mission, probably because of my rambling before when I probably shouldn't have done as much. But anyway, appreciate you and your time. Hopefully you got something out of the video. I know I did anyway, just enjoying watching Magnus. Interesting to see their, not so much their drills because we don't see all of it, but some of the shooting that I spoke about, the supervision, which I assume happened with regards, but maybe it didn't, or maybe he was given some license to prepare his own weapons or get himself ready, maybe because he's possibly used those weapons or done things similar in some of his other stuff. So either way, I got a lot out of it. It was interesting, got a good laugh as well. This guy is, he's a legend, man. He's living the dream with regards to the types of activities that he gets to do and the work that he does and the people that he gets to do this stuff with and learn from. It's awesome. It's awesome. Anyway, again, appreciate you. Anybody going through any difficulties, challenges, trials, hardships, heartache, just can't say it enough. I'm going to keep reminding you, as it reminds me as well, to just keep turning up, keep staying in the fight. Remember that the sun will shine again, that there are better days ahead, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Know that you and I, we're not alone in our struggles and those things that we are having to face and deal with. And through consistency and discipline, if we just keep putting one foot in front of the other, keep pushing forward, even though it may be miserable, even though it may suck and be very, very difficult, keep turning up. As always, go always a little further. Remember, who dares wins, and who cares wins. And until the next video, from me to you, a big mana wave filled with my aroha, respect, appreciation, and gratitude for you all.